Would you guys like to see Veno a little bit more in
10
SEA?
seconds remaining.
That hero's not particularly fun to watch, so I'm fine without it.
Yeah.
You find if it doesn't make its way to this region.
Yeah, it's like situational. You want to? I think it was picked into the void.
It's
The
always
game we
picked in the
saw.
void,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they just. Wait, didn't we see it in?
We saw it
studio?
twice.
Yeah,
in
yeah. Okay,
Eastern
yeah.
Europe now, yeah.
We saw a game where it destroyed the void in lane. I can't remember if they ended up winning that game or not, but
Oh, they did, yeah.
Yeah.
That game, I think the void. just
yeah,
was a
they
non-factor.
flexed their draft because they had some other hero that they thought would be off lane that ended up being some other role.
Mhm.
But Talon again go into the Wind Ranger. They're liking this pick.
10
Just kind of
seconds
a
remaining.
let's it doesn't reveal too much when you pick Wind Ranger support and
5
Do you think this is going to be
seconds remaining.
sport?
Probably. It fits what you want against the Nyx, and that's generally, you're picking like some Shaman or Bane, Wind Ranger, just this instant stun that isn't affected by Nyx's Carapace. So if he does press Carapace, you can
Radiant
stun him
team
without
pick.
stunning yourself. Clock Razor, instant picked.
Razor into a kind of at least pseudo Deuce answer, and then Clockwork helps give you another playmaker. I guess good against Wind Ranger, would you say, or not really?
It's fine.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's definitely good. She's gonna get a Force Staff eventually, but
5
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
So then are you thinking on the side of talent, it's Marcy, Wind Rangers, the two supports?
They usually play KP Marcy. Like they picked, I think, when it first came in, they were
Yeah.
the first team to play it.
and he lost.
He did lose.
I
I
they're
don't.
running it back.
It's not a core hero. I love the hero, love playing it.
Yeah.
It's like really memey and fun to play in the offlane, but it severely struggles in the offlane because it doesn't have an ability to farm. So like you're really reliant on just like snowballing the lane
Yep.
and getting a lot of kills, and it's also incredibly farm dependent, and it doesn't have a way of farming. So there's a lot of like issues with playing this hero in the offlane. Might as well just buy an Aether Lens and
going
just
on here?
whoever gets hooked and cogs, just throw them out. That is like way more impact.
And just play 5 position in safe lane with sidekick.
Yeah,
Just
that's fine.
sidekick your Dusa.
That would work.
I'm confused what this camera is looking at. We
Radiant
got like
team
just the
back.
top of the player's head, and it's flipped.
Wait, what the heck?
These players are something else with their cameras.
They're doing everything possible to not
Yeah.
actually be seen.
There's a Nature's Prophet, but it's on the other side. Probably a KP Nature's Prophet, I guess,
10
picked against the
seconds
Razor.
remaining.
Yeah, I mean it's doesn't
5
like own
seconds
race or
remaining.
anything, but
Yeah.
it's okay. Gives them tempo. Gives them a way to take early towers.
I guess they're also not afraid of the Clockwork if that is a 5-position Clockwork, or less afraid than other heroes.
Yeah, I mean in the mid game it'll be a little scary with
Yeah.
playing versus like Nyx and Clock as an NP. So the rat game is not really
No.
gonna go unpunished here for by Talon.
Talon get overall last pick. So any ideas for Boom,
Radiant
what they
team
could
back.
potentially be picking up? What do they need? I feel like
They have like I'm very curious if Clock is gonna be core in some
Mm.
capacity, or if they're just going to be doing, Razor carry, DP offlane, and their
Yeah.
two supports.
10
That's what
seconds remaining.
I think is going to happen.
I really can't see them putting
5
Yopaj on Death
seconds
Prophet.
remaining.
This is something they don't
Yeah.
do. So to me, I guess Death Prophet could be support with the Clockwork core.
Dire team back.
Yeah, so I think they just need a mid, right?
Yeah. I think they're
and
almost certainly looking for Yopaj.
would you like Yopaj to just be on someone a little bit more comfort for him? Because I mean, you said it, Fee. You feel like he's been struggling a little bit the past few games we've seen him in.
I see him losing mid quite a lot,
Mhm.
just to be like blunt. So maybe pick
Tell me
a
how you
hero.
really feel.
He gets praised so much. You're
Yeah, you need
if
to balance.
flame
You need to,
anyone,
yeah,
flame him.
yeah, you need to balance
Yeah.
out Sheep. She's always on there just like Yopaj. He never loses. He's so good.
I
He's-
mean, he has some really standout performances that are really good, but he's
Dire
on
team
average had some really bad games too.
Mhm.
But people always remember the flashy ones, right? So.
That's
Yes.
true. Which is good. He's gonna be remembered for anything.
So Kunkka mid.
It's pretty straightforward then where everything's gonna be going.
Well, yes, it should be. It should be just
Yeah.
be a Razor
10
carry.
seconds
And then
remaining.
Death Prophet looking like off lane. I guess you don't know Nick's Clockwork who's lane
5
with who, but
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could technically do like a core Clockwork in a way, and
Yeah.
just do Nick TB4.
yeah.
That they can play around with it, but it doesn't really change their draft too much.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was definitely kind of a tough spot for Boom. I mean, for Yopaj, he's just like picking a mid kind of blind tier, so he's like just like, okay, what's gonna not get crushed too hard by anything in lane, hopefully, and also like feel like it's gonna be good for the game. They don't want to play too slow when you're playing up against Dusa. You need to, not let her just get away with free farming her ancients endlessly. They can't outscale her this game.
And Talon is put in a similar position that Boom was put in last game, where they have to pick a playmaking mid because they don't have a playmaker, but they also want a last pick counter. So they go with the Ember, a hero that cannot be caught by the Kunkka, but normally I see Kunkka just gets incredibly farmed versus Ember.
Can be caught by the Nyx though, so it's something maybe have to be careful of.
A few interesting matchups there, but Mike and Trent are going to be coming in and giving us their viewpoints. Trent, if you want to start, give us some info about these two drafts.
Oh, well, Mike and I were just having a chat, and we were just thinking, like, how are they going to deal with this Medusa? That kind of seems like the issue. Like, if this game just goes on, it seems like Boom are in quite a bit of trouble. And this is after a game in which they spent a lot of time, like, pushing the envelope the whole time, and it didn't work out for them. And now I feel like they kind of have to do that again.
Yeah, it feels like you could just drag out the game forever, like with this Ember MP, just keep ratting and ratting and ratting, and eventually you're going to hit a time where I don't think Boom Esports can fight back anymore, so I think Boom have to play really darn fast.
Okay, are you still going to stick with Talon, and are you going to still stick with Boom from last game? Fully flipping.
I think our casters are completely wrong here, and Boom is going to completely outscale them.
Damn.
Okay, all right. So you're flipping. You're going from Talon to Boom.
I was gonna flip too, but now I
No,
feel like we're a
now
bunch of
it's-
flip
no.
floppers.
You're flip-floppers. They're
The
all
casters
flipping over
convinced
here.
me. This Deuce is gonna carry.
Perfect.
She's got sidekick. This Deuce has got the freest game.
That's what I love. I never want you guys to agree, but game 2 with Mike and Trent. Take it away.
Oh, yeah,
that was savage.
Fear.
I thought
He
John
wins
was
once.
savage on Twitter, burning his jersey, and Fear's just like, you idiots! There will be a king. And it will be Boom. So he's convinced, he's a believer in the Razor, the power of the Death Prophet, the damage coming in later. So, well, I'm not going to doubt Fear.
I am. This guy just wins one TI and he thinks he just knows everything. It's sickening. We'll have to do a performance review on Fear after this and see what he
That's a
has
good
to say
point,
about that.
There's people who have won 2 TIs now, so I mean, like, come on, Fear.
Get it together, mate. We're paying good money for your presence here. We'll see how it goes. I mean, game 1, obviously the way of Talon. Game number 2, there's some doubts. I mean, Trent, there's a Marcy in the game. This hero's no good, is it?
That's a great question. She seems like she's probably got one of the best skills in the entire game of Dispose. And then Rebound is almost always pretty good. And now it seems like Sidekick with the right combos is also fairly busted, which we're questioning with this whole split shot thing.
30
And her worst skill is
seconds
probably
to
her
battle.
ultimate, which just happens to also dispel her, which is very useful in certain matchups. So yeah, she's looking pretty good. But she
Okay,
keeps losing,
fair
so
enough.
good question.
It kind of makes you wonder if it's warranted. Like, if Marcy just keeps losing, does she get buffed? Because this hero, you like one bad buff, and it's just going to be broken again. I don't want it to happen. I hate Marcy already. This hero sucks.
The battle begins.
No
Good,
more.
good attempt. Good attempt. Marcy players unite. Just keep throwing your games.
Scam is actually going to be able to take the bounty rune. So 3 for 1 the way of Boom Esports. A nice little goal lead their way to get this game started. And while we're here, we'll start off with the bot lane trend. You've got Q and KP on the Wind Ranger and the Treant, or rather Nature's Prophet. And of course, you've got the Clock by Skem and Jackie on the Razor. What are you thinking? I mean, you talked about this Nature's Prophet and how you do think it's probably just going to go uncontested down to this bot lane. It is against the Razor, so chances are KP should have a decent time, I would assume.
Yeah, it's a classic counter pick in the matchup. Great positioning here, though, from Skem. This is helping to get a lot of value out of this level 1 battery assault. Look at that. Oh,
One of the
that's
things
so
as
good.
well,
He
right,
gets
with the
treants. Oh,
with
yeah,
the
that's
recent
right. The
change
double
as well,
battery
though.
assault. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
kind of works against the Nature's Prophet now, which is very, very nice. Scam will go again. Obviously, you'd love to be level 2 right now as Scam, and I guess that's one good point, right? Like, if you get a cogs off onto KP or Q, they are as good as dead.
I steal from the
Well, it is,
You'd
yeah,
hope.
classic counter pick for a reason, though. It is still a ranged hero versus the static link, so if he doesn't have that control, very difficult to try and actually get that full-up bonus damage, but so far not looking like too much of a counterpick with how much they're being bullied down here.
Oh, we'll talk about the mid lane for a little bit. You've got Makoto and Yopaj, Kunkka versus Ember matchup. I dare say Yopaj should have a bit of an advantage because, you know, Tidebringer, still a pretty busted ability when you've got a 1v1 matchup against the melee hero. Makoto, a pretty good Ember in his own right, though, and so far a very even matchup. Trent, how do you think this mid lane matchup should go?
I think we're just hanging out. You know, maybe the obvious question is what happens if Yopaj hits 6 first, right? And then we get into some sort of trouble with a potential ghost ship play, and maybe you'll have an ally come through as well. Whereas if Makoto hits 6, it's not really that scary, you know. Yopaj will probably be fine unless he's like really low or something. So I think Makoto just needs to keep an eye on that, see how it's going. You know, he's getting the deny right there on the range creeps. That's a great start, and should also have pretty good control over the runes from his allies. You would hope, as an Ember, right? We always know that people are trying to help out those spirit players.
Always. These damn spirit players, always the ones that need the help the most. Makes me sick as a support player. Of course, we'll have a look at the final lane. Of course, top lane, 23 Savage and Hyde against Tims and FBZ. Very, very different kind of lineup here for the top lane. Though I must admit, Savage, of course, on his specialist Medusa, probably feeling very happy right now. Do they shut down Medusa in this lane? Like, or do they just trade farm again?
I think, I mean, the lane for Dusa isn't necessarily like the most important thing because she's just concerned about like, how do I progress into the jungle? Like, so, you know, good lane, always great, but it's not necessarily going to be the end of the world. It is kind of weird for a Marcy, I feel, because you don't really have a kill threat, which you love to have with this hero with Dispose and Rebound, and you're also versus a ranged core, so you're less likely to have really good Disposes happening in this lane. So, but the ability to like break things like the Spirit Siphon if you're nearby is pretty cool. And in the end, they're just trying to get as many last hits as possible on 23 Savage.
That's fair. Well, for now, everything's
Also,
going splendidly. Yeah.
Yeah, with it being a Nyx assassin too, it's like you have a lot of HP regen when you play Nyx, which is really nice in this role where you're trying to like bully and stuff. But you don't have a lot of tools to pressure necessarily.
I suppose we just saw as well, Hyde can't really do too much on the Marcy, right? Like, he just rebounded in, looking for a Dispose, but you get Siphon straight away, and it just means you're not really going to do much. You may as well just kind of leave it at that and run off. So,
Yeah.
a bit of a passive lane, it seems, for top lane.
You have to keep a really close eye on those Siphon charges if you want to actually go for a kill, but that's something that's really hard to manage versus this hero.
Stun is there. Tims will set up. Siphons are out, but a nice Dispose from Hyde. Make sure that they can't keep that Siphon going. So Savage is going to be just fine, and I guess it's one way you can use it.
It's just like a stalemate, right? Like that's kind of what it is back and forth.
Certainly is. No first blood being drawn at all, and look at that. I mean, you get the sidekick, bit of life still there for Savage. He's a happy man. Even in the laning stage, like just the farm creeps, sidekick seems like a very strong ability, and the lifesteal numbers are kind of ridiculous.
Your admiral is on board.
Yeah, Marcy's something, you know, whistling her way along. Gets the space for a pull here as well after the initial D ward, so that's going to help. Oh, he's going for the half pull. Manages to pull in 3 of them. Had a weakened Vul assassin camp, so wasn't confident in their ability to... Savage! I needed that, he says. You know, I need this guy to wipe out this wave for you.
These pos ones, they just make me sick every time. You know, they can't give you anything. These damn carry plays, they take everything off you. And then they still rage at you later on. KP, he might be raging down a bot lane because he does end up going down to Skem and Jackie. Skem the one to take the first blood gold, but the Prophet not having the greatest time down a bot lane.
Ooh, that's a good one, though. When you're playing 5 clock, you get the first blood. You know, 500 gold. I know, I'm thinking about boots.
It's under attack.
Oh, easy. Skem's got the gold for it. He just hasn't bought it out yet, surprisingly enough.
Where's he
Very
going?
passive here from Skem.
I
I don't know.
This ward. This is the
You are...
Watch Your Medusa ward.
Yeah. You are against the Dusa, so it makes enough sense. And well, now Skem, he'll rotate towards the mid lane. 6-minute power runes are about to spawn up, so Skem wants to get a little bit annoying here against Makoto. Does it spawn bot, though? Cogs out. Power rune is going to go the way of Yopaj anyway, so Skem, he's really just being a nuisance here towards Makoto.
Ooh, I wonder if he loses this ward now. All right, let's see. Does Q find it? He's going to check first here in between the towers. As what happened was they spotted Skem coming back from above on this ward. And so we already this. Oh, it's gone. It's done. Q. Oh, ooh, no. Oh, he's not going to get it.
Oh no.
Oh, he's thinking about it. His brain's working
Oh.
overdrive. Oh, he doesn't go for the high ground
no.
check. It's not close enough.
Oh.
Oh, the ward.
Oh.
Ah! Sorry, this is what we're supposed to do, right? Meanwhile, up top, trying to do Savage.
Under attack.
In trouble. Although, rather, he's going to get going as Hyde getting very aggressive here up the top lane. So he does manage to protect Savage once again. That is so unfortunate, though, as the Wind Ranger. Like, Q's still stacking up as we speak. But if you're
No,
Boom
no.
Esports now, you're looking to steal that one ASAP.
He's on it, though. He's bringing out another Sentry.
Do you think he checks, though?
I don't know. That'd be
Surely.
pretty intense.
Oh.
Middle lane is
no.
missing.
Oh, it hurts.
He
It hurts.
He has not checked. That's a lot of gold. A lot of gold, and he does not find any wards. Very, very sad Wind Ranger right here.
Yeah. He found one Sentry blocking the Embers small camp. We'll take that, you know. Not
I
bad.
suppose so. Definitely not. Again, though, if you're Boom, like, you're definitely looking to take those ASAP, and Yopaj already running towards the triangle, which should indicate that there is still a ward somewhere in there, because Yopaj times it perfectly. And, yeah, that large stack is basically just his.
Yeah, this is the problem because Kunkka, great hero at contesting stacks. So is Razor. One of the absolute best positioned ones in the game to just like run in and make these plays.
Well, Makoto's still trying to take them, and in fact, he's got most of the large creeps. So nice little play there by Makoto. We never saw Jackie really rotate over in time to try and help out there, and
Dire
I suppose as Boom, though, you're still soaking all this XP away. This Q, thinking about going high ground, but does get caught out by Skem in the cogs immediately. The Impel is going to land in Yopaj. We'll set up for a nice easy kill with the X-Boat back. Jackie will be able to take the kill on the Razor. And more importantly, they've got the Ancients.
This is exactly what you need to do. This is so perfect from Boom. And Hyde just sort of lingering nearby, trying to catch some of this XP. But hey, that ward that wasn't
Radiant's
discovered
middle
gave them
tower
all
is
the
under
confidence
attack.
in the world to go for this, and they almost get the X mid-animation. But Hyde zips out of there.
So rough. And look at Skem. He's denying the ward now. So even if you wanted it, you're not going to get it. He
Oh, that was
denies it
good.
off.
Oh, I love that.
Pings him out.
That's so good.
Radiant's
It's like
middle tower is
BM,
under
right?
attack.
Almost. It's just more
It kinda
mind games
is.
here from Skem.
My job here is done. He just denies his ward. We got the camp.
Bloody excellent here from Boom so far. 2k net worth lead and 2-0 is the scoreline. And it's one of the things, like you and I, we kind of talked about during the draft. You want to kind of get this game going as fast as possible here for Boom because you don't want to let this Medusa hit its timer. So far, so good. They've got a great net worth lead, and if they can keep things up, chances are they won't give enough time to Savage to be able to get to that stage where he's a powerhouse.
Oh yeah, I mean this is better than expected for me. Like it's one thing to have good lanes and to like sort of like force your opponents out into the jungle stuff. It's a whole other thing to do that and then also steal the stacks. Like that is just so much value taken straight out of Talon's pockets that to me it's such a crushing blow. Like I
Even
can't
more
imagine
value.
a better start.
Top tower is under
Cute.
attack.
He's having a bit of a rough start here on the Wind Ranger. Is going to go down to FBZ. The Exorcism still got plenty of time on it, so they'll get back onto that top tier 1
Dire's
tower.
top tower is
And
under
it should
attack.
basically just go down for free.
Dire's
But no, they will
structures
glyph it
are
up.
fortified.
They'll buy it a bit of time.
Radiant's middle tower
But I
is
don't
under
think Boom's
attack.
backing off. They're going for this one.
All you can do is try to do
Dire's top
savages
tower is under attack.
hit some
Top tower
neutrals.
has fallen.
and hope for the best.
Medusa life, baby.
Yeah.
Savage, you'll get to it.
Doesn't even get a possessed mask this game either. Just running around with
Oh,
a pig
no.
pole.
Skem. I'm going to soak his level 5 off that as well. Very, very nice from Skem. It's one of those things that's the pos 5 clockwork, right? Like, you don't really care about your life so much, so you can just kind of chase the Medusa as bot lane. Bit of a fight breaking out the Makoto, already losing half his HP on the Ember. And now Tim's does show up. They must know the Nyx Assassin is around here somewhere, though. So Makoto, he does back off at the right moment, and boom, they cannot capitalize off this rotation yet.
Well, he's coming back, though. They're going to smoke up, you know. He's got the Rune of Invincibility on the Ember, the haste. The shortest
though.
way to get yourself killed.
KP's in trouble. The Prophet eventually might just tick out, but no, they don't have enough damage.
Admiral is on
He'll
board.
back off in time, and now Makoto is going to rotate along with Q and try to pick up something. In comes Hyde. There's your dispose out. Yopaj, he's a big target, and he's going to go down. Talon, they'll keep going for a bit more now. Tim's, He'll get sprouted up. TP's cancelled across the map as they get the Nyx Assassin. Jackie the only survivor, but great rotations out from Talon.
I can't believe Makoto didn't die. I thought for sure, like, with the position he had next to Yopaj, and Tim's right there with the Carapace, but using that haste run, he was just perfectly keeping his body just off to the side,
Radiant's bottom tower
and
is under
Tim's
attack.
not seeing his moment to get in there. I really thought he was going to get him. But they grab a couple kills, they put some pressure on this tower, and now it's Jackie just sort of lurking underneath. Yopaj coming through too. They want to turn on this.
They want to try. Shackle's not going to latch onto a tree, so the X back into the torrent going to be nice and easy there for Yopaj and Q. Oh, that's a great sprout. KB blocks the way. Skem, though, still hookshotting in, has found Makoto. Makoto, he's out of mana. He's got no way out of this. He'll try to run towards the left side, but Skem surely has set up a great kill, and he has. He'll take it himself this time. Tide, not out of danger yet. Impale up in 2. Does go for this. Oh, he went for the hit first. That's going to cost him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
A little unfortunate there, but that's all right. Still sends her back to the base a different way. And they'll just pressure into this tower with the Exorcism. So a slight setback with those kills in the bottom lane, but Boom still knowing their strength right now and knowing the weaknesses of Talon and the fact that they've got a big old Dusa that does not want to show up for any of this. And Skem, again, is just running at these camps. He's got a sixth sense here of what Medusa's up to.
He's found that ward as well. More salt in the wound here from Boom as they do get that Observer ward on the cliff. Same one that Q did end up missing, and now Cog's going to catch out 2 of them. They'll at least rebound out of their hide. Going to try and force the fight, but is going to get melted immediately as Savage is out of mana. He's in big, big trouble. And he's just dead. Take him out. This triangle has been an absolute curse here for Talon. There's KP shown up on the Prophet, but he will be another kill to go the way of Jackie. And the Ancients are still going the way of Boom Esports.
I accept this offering.
Well, Boom certainly recognizing the strength. Maybe they're worried about late game. Maybe they're just not, because they see there's nothing they can do about them running forward. This tricore of Kunkka, Death Prophet, and Razor, 3 heroes that can get active on the earlier end if they want to. And I'm pretty sure they farmed this ancient camp more than Talon have at this point in the game.
They have, that's for sure. Props to Skem, doing such a great job on that pos 5 clockwork. As now they head towards that Dire jungle, and it is still all about slowing down this Medusa. Savage, he's had such a tough time, but they are not going to allow him any time. Boom, they'll gather again, top side of the map. See if they can find him. Sentry wards are down, so Tims won't just be able to run right towards Savage, but he does try. Savage will see him, though.
This is a brief reprieve, I think, for Talon while they farm BKBs. That'll be the next big spike for Boom. They're going to come in with triple BKBs on these 3 cores. They're going to be looking for Aegis at that point, looking for tier 2 towers, and to cement an insurmountable lead here versus Talon. So what can you get done before those BKBs are up? That'll be the question here for Talon. Can you find the items that are going to help you avoid these BKBs the entire time, right? Like this Maelstrom on Makoto. Just going to be killing, grabbing some waves. KB's already committed to a 1 combat item in a sense with that Spirit Vessel. And not going to be easy to get value out of this game, I think.
Certainly not. And the BKBs you talked about, like Jackie's already got his up, so the Razor, safe as always. And, well, Yopaj, he's going to have his up very soon as well. KP, can be spotted
so
down to that bot
fast.
lane.
They're all going
They
to
are
be
very
by
fast.
20 minutes, dude.
Hookshot, it's available.
Illusion.
Q. Smoke is broken. Ward is out. That's a clever ward by Skem. And now with the X back from Yopaj, I mean, Q is probably set to fall as the hook. Is actually off the mark here.
Whoops.
Yeah, they end up missing a standing hook, sadly, from Skem. So a bit of a rare mistake this game from him.
Q with several great escapes so far this game.
Doing a
Not
great
sure if
job.
it's going to wind up mattering, though, if the tower still falls.
And it seems like it will. I mean, Yopaj, he'll just get it done. Boom, no, they can't fight into them right now. So Talon, they'll just sit back and keep that farm going while Boom, they'll take down the bottom tier 1 tower for free. KP is creep skipping to make life a little bit more challenging. And
Dire's bottom
another thing we
tower
kind of
has
talked about
fallen.
before that draft really finished off was the fact that you are going to rely on this Prophet and this Ember for that matter to just continuously rat and just buy more time for Savage. And it seems like it's already started, but they are going to need to buy a hell of a lot of time.
Is under attack.
Yeah, it's also tough though because if you're doing this, they might just run at your Medusa, and with the help of the Clockwork and the Nyx Assassin, they should have a significant vision edge. I mean, you can see how many sentries are just planted down here from Talon across their entire jungle. This is the battleground, right? This is actually ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentries just in that top part of the map alone.
It's crazy.
And they know, so you know you push out these lanes, but you still have to be very cognizant of what your Medusa's up to and where she can safely farm.
Speaking of the Devil Savage, it's almost at his mantra at the least, so a bit more defensive capability here from this Medusa coming out very soon. Talon just staying as a group, making sure this Medusa is not alone at any times, especially if she's not within Sentry Ward range.
Radiant's bottom tower.
That is the way to go about it. They just have to keep Savage alive, keep him healthy, and the game eventually should turn your way as Talon. Mind you, though, you can't really underestimate Jackie either on this Pos 1 Razor. We've seen him play this many times, and you get to a point where you have the Refresher Orb up, and it feels impossible to fight against.
Yeah. No, it really does, and they'll just be like, you know, keeps your split push and everything, but if we just all ball up and run. Oh, that was really cool. Using the power shot for the vision inside the pit in combination with the Wrath of Nature. Not able to get any kills, but that was huge damage on some of these heroes.
He's getting close
Look
to
how
getting some
scared
kills
they are.
here.
Like, imagine if there was someone here.
Q and the KP setting up a great team fight, but nobody joining in here from Talon. It just doesn't feel like they're anywhere near ready for it. The KP going to try and back out, but Tims has impaled, and KP still trying to run, but Yopaj is going to be able to land the X into the turret and the boat right onto the Prophet. They do lose that bot tier 1, but they get something for their trouble.
Just kill every wave. It's all you can do. More time.
More time indeed. Savage, I mean, he's second in net worth now, to be fair, Trent. In fact, Makoto's third in net worth. So that's pretty good signs here for Talon.
It is really hard to kill this Ember this game, and he manages to grab the Essence Ring, by the way. I saw that pop out. I think it was their first neutral item, and he was already low on mana, too, and he's like running around with clarities, and that pops out, and you're just like, yes, Ice Frog wants us to win this game. I needed this so bad.
Beautiful item there from Makoto. Again, I mean, they're keeping in this game. 2k net worth lead is standing for Boom, but it's only 2 to 3k. Tims, though, might find Makoto at exactly the right moment as Makoto. Thinking about getting a little bit greedier here for this next creep wave, but Tims is stalking. No, Sentry is down. Makoto, he has not reacted fast enough, but he's still fine. They can't hold him down long enough. Silence is not there. Hook shot's off the mark. Makoto's all right. Oh, they threw everything but the kitchen sink at Makoto. He just jukes them out perfectly.
Uh-oh, you know, and then you look down bottom. What's KP doing? He's catching creep waves right outside of your base. He's Wrath of Naturing. Uh-oh.
You got those damn shards up as well. Yeah. See, this is one of the shards I hate the most. Like, these Greater Treants. What the hell's the point of this?
Who thought of this?
Really? I mean, it's just such a weird kind of shard to hand over. Boom, they're going to try and respond now. Down towards the south they go, but Q is around. He breaks the smoke.
Oh, they found 23 Savage, though. They've been looking. It instantly pops the ulti. It was only Yopaj, though, and he just runs.
Savage. Hey, he's fine. Yopaj not going to be able to make it in time. They are still chasing down Q in the mid lane as Hyde is going to help him out a little bit. Skem doesn't know whether he should keep going, and Hyde is going to dispose, but the hook shot this time will land from Skem onto the Marcy. They'll get Hyde, but that's a pos 5 you get for all that time. I would not call that worth for Boom.
Oh, these Greater Treants, they're just coming out of the trees up top, attacking a tower. Wondering where this Prophet is at all moments. Well, now he's down bottom.
Radiant's top tower has been
Jackie,
We've all felt this frustration before, I think, in a game, right? Where, like, the enemy team is doing something similar, and you're just so annoyed, and eventually you just start face rushing towers. But they found a good moment, right? With that kill in the mid lane, on the Hyde. They head into this tower with some creeps. Unfortunately, they did have a glyph as well, I think. Yeah, both teams glyphing there, so they'll lose that wave, but still going to keep the pressure up in the dire triangle.
So it doesn't matter, though. Like, Savage is still second in net worth. Props to Jackie. He's still far ahead, but
Step lively.
I mean, he hasn't been in the triangle basically the whole game, and somehow he's still second in net worth here on this Dusa. It's still a really good time for Savage.
I do wonder about Blinks, though, which I think is pretty cool. Like, they're buying the Blink onto Tim's on the Nyx Assassin, and they also just got the Blink on FBZ, because Death Prophet and Razor are both really interesting heroes with Blink Dagger, I think.
Radiant's bottom
Because you can
tower is
find
under
that
attack.
perfect game where it sort of breaks down the way they want to defend their core, right? Because, like, the Deuce is going to be trying to space away from both these heroes quite a bit. And the combination of the hook shot, the cogs, as well as, like, the Blinks from the Nyx Assassin. Nice grab there on the Hyde.
Certainly was.
But, you know, you can try and get those Blinks to sort of break that spacing that they're going to try and provide for 23 Savage. So it's going to be quite the battle between the Blinks and what we would assume would be the Gale Force again here from Q. So he does have the Blink and the Force Staff and looks to be going for the Gale Force
Radiant's
next.
bottom tower is under attack.
KP does get spotted out down a bot lane, but he'll go for a 4-star TP play out, and Skem can't reach. Unlucky.
Radiant's courier has been
They'll at least find the top tier 2 tower here
Dire's
thanks to
top tower
FBZ and
is under
Jackie.
attack.
Exorcism popped will make short work of it. So 22.5 minutes in, they are getting through these structures. I do question whether it's quick enough and whether they've given way too much away to Talon. For now, though, still happy days as Makoto gonna get chased up on this Ember, but the silence only lasts so long. Eventually, Makoto, he'll just walk his... Oh, Tim's nice blink in. He's found the Ember. Stun him up.
Essence?
But Makoto's still fine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
there's
Skem's
a
even
hook
trying to
shot here.
catch him. Oh, not within range. Needed to try a bit faster for that one.
You think Makoto's sweating a little bit here? You think he's just cool as a cucumber, you know? Because me, you know, my fingers are shaking after that play. I'm a little bit nervous, you know? I forgot to hit my Essence ring until it was a little bit late. I was like, all right, that's fine, it's fine. Yeah, I hit my BKB. I didn't press it. I'm telling my team out. No, I was fine. I knew the whole time, you know?
Just a bit like that. Makoto still perfectly fine, still composed on this Ember Spirit, I'm sure. So, Talon, they're still only 3k behind. It's been a very slow game trend. Only 12 kills
Yeah.
in 24 minutes, but I'll tell you, it does still feel like this just favors Talon.
It's a good game. For low kills, this is a very interesting game. I'd be seething right now if I'm Boom personally, because I know I'm just getting annoyed. Also, KP's starting to work some other stuff into his plays here, as he's sending the full wave of treants down the lane, but he's also starting to send them into the Radiant Ancients there. As you can see, he was blocking up in case anyone wanted to try and go for a stack. He was also just hoping that it was empty. Could have blocked the respawn there. Again, they'll grab Hyde, but Hyde, he knows his place.
Yeah, so it's the one kill you don't want as Boom Esports. You just don't need the Hyde kill. And well, as you can see,
Radiant's
top
top
lane, they have
tower
not
is
found
under
KP.
attack.
They do deal with his treants at the very least, but this ratting is going to be very annoying here as KP may finally get caught out. Tims is going to see him by the outpost, and this should be the time they get some sweet, sweet revenge here. As Tims does set up, and KP eventually four-staffing away, but it's not going to be enough. He will drop. Jackie able to take his third kill of the game here on the Razor. And even mid lane, they found Makoto.
Fail for fail.
The big ones. This is what they need. This is all it takes, though, is to break this up, right? And the next creep wave is pretty far away, unfortunately, but it's still 40 seconds till the Ember's back, so they should be able to pressure mid tower if they wish to right now.
They've got to try, surely.
There's a blink and a force on Q. He should not get caught here.
He's going to be just fine. They've got Exorcism up, so surely you just go after that mid-tier 2 tower and start playing for
Dire's middle
Roshan as
tower
Boom.
is under attack.
Yopaj will get started with the siege creep, and it seems like that's exactly what they'll do. There should be no defense to come from Talon. They'll have to let this one go down. I really do think it's going to be all about fighting over the next Roshan now for both teams.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And that's a scary fight to take, though, as Talon, because there still is the threat of this Refresher BKB ulti on the Eye of Storm from Razor here, so I'd be worried. I'm not sure how you're going to contest that. I don't think it's going to be a full-on fight. I think their ability to even like swiftly burst down a single hero is pretty low on Talon. Like, what do they have? They kind of have nothing. They are creep killers, sure, but like KP has no damage. You know, he's not helping out with a burst down, and Makoto's not really there. I don't see them fighting Roche. I see them disrupting Roche.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It really has been all about this 4 protect 1, or rather just kind of give Savage space. And well, he's up to the Eye of Skadi now. Top of the net worth board is the Medusa, but there is going to be a smoke out from Boom. Now, mind you, there's no exorcism up. Makoto's going to break the smoke anyway. They're trying to force a fight, but this could be a very awkward fight to try and force. They will back off eventually here, Boom, and start focusing on towards that bottom tier 2 tower. Nobody around to try and defend that, so maybe they'll get this one for free. Talon, it seems like they might just creep skip with the KP again down to the bot lane. But the tier 2 is certainly eventually just going to drop.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
No
Eventually.
defense here, yeah. Yeah, eventually. At some point.
Dire's structures are
Just a
fortified.
they
little
actually
bit
clip it up.
slower without exorcism.
Radiant structures are fortified.
KP's making it very hard. Like, Nature's Wrath flies through, Glyph flies through.
Dire's bottom
Roshan
tower is under
has been
attack.
scanned out, and they do scan Q in the Roshan pit, but Roshan's not up yet.
Now.
Skem does scout it out.
The flare just so valuable in a situation like this, because
Dire's
when you're
bottom
fighting
tower
versus
has
these teams,
fallen.
like honestly both their supports, right? It's so crucial that you have 2 supports that are dedicated to vision objectives here as KP. Oh, nice block.
Radiant's
job there
top
with the
tower
KP.
is
treants, but
under attack.
yeah, this idea of like the mystery of like what are these players doing when they're trying to dodge and just cut the waves and stuff like this, and when are they going to try and sneak Roche from us? That's questions that a lot of teams would have struggled to answer if they didn't have the clockwork. They're actually
Shackles
trying to
out,
fight,
they've
though.
got Jackie. They're going to try. Tim's, though, with a nice impale out onto the Deucer. Jackie, he's going to pop his BKB and run. Savage, he'll do the same with his Stone Gazers now. Makoto will make the jump into the backside onto Skem, but FBZ, he's rushing after Savage. He wants the Medusa. Jackie's right behind him. Savage is going to try for the TP out and is going to make it, but the X-Pac is there. 4 staff away, but they drag him all the way back. Savage is going nowhere but down. Boom. They do punish him. Finally, the Medusa does drop for the 2nd time this game, and that may just open high ground for them.
Yeah, I'm curious what they want to do here. I mean, they don't have clockwork up, so they can't flare the pit to double check and just like keep spamming that to find the Roche spawn. KP gonna safely escape from that bottom lane as Tims is lurking nearby in the Nyx Assassin. But what do they want to do with this time frame? Does anyone want to scout Roche again? Is that the plan here? They'll just have to wait for the spawn on the flare, I suppose.
Bounty.
I mean, the flare's up. They could certainly throw it out, Scam. Not checking yet, and again, it's a big opening here. Roshan, high ground, something, but boom. They just don't know about it right now, or don't care to know about it.
Yeah, I think they're at the point where they're like, well, I mean, my cores aren't here anyway, so I'm just kind of chilling and waiting.
KP does at least get caught out down a bot lane, so FBZ able to claim his 3rd kill of the game on the Death Prophet. Happy days for him. But I believe Talon, they're trying to set up for the Roshan pit anyway. So if Roshan doesn't get touched, that's still an opening for Talon to try and make their way over, even if Boom does have the net worth advantage.
I was surprised they managed to get Skem in that last fight. As it was their first kill in obviously a very long time on the side of Talon. And even their attempt to go in was fairly risky, but I suppose they're at the point now where they're just trying to see if there is a at least favorable opportunity, they sort of have to try for it. Similarly here, this is Vision. They do not want to give up this ward.
Now Skem is going to drop first, it seems, and he does go down. Ward is protected.
Nice. Good play there from Hyde. I mean, the power of the Mercy, right?
Gold from
That
my
blink
chest.
dispose is just so nasty. We just want to blow up one hero.
Yeah, rather disgusting ability here from Hyde. Mind you, Boom did actually scout out the Roshan on the retreat, so they know it's there now. Talon, they should know it's there as well. Just not 100% ready to fight though, I'm sure. Even if Savage is still top of the net worth, you saw what happened last team fight, and instead they're going to head down bot side for a smoke. I imagine they eventually wrap around though. Back into the mid lane they go. Nobody around for them to gank, however. In fact, their
Yeah, it's
outpost
one
is going to
that-
be taken back by Boom.
It's one thing to be like the big dog, and, like top of the net worth chart, but I think for this, like at least the way that we're picturing it, like the outscaling, she has to be like huge. Like she, you know, We're talking like big Medusa, not just like, oh, I'm on top, so everything's good. It's like she needs like 4 or 5K up, like one big item ahead of these guys to try and really be the main focal point of these team fights. And on top of that, you still have to play around these big ultimates as well from Boom, because even if, when you're up very far ahead on this Medusa, things like the giant exorcism, being able to play with it so perfectly with the Black King Bar and the Essence Ring makes it really hard to deal with. Nice play there.
Yeah, nice setup. Double impound out as well. They've got both supports trapped up. Hide and Q both going down. Tims does at least drop as a trade, but it's a 1 for 2 so far in the favor of Boom. Back to the Roshan pit. FBZ, he's got the exorcism going. Talon, do they need to fight this?
No, I don't think they can. Oh, I like this. Hyde showing up.
Your admiral is on board.
He does buy back. And Roshan's going to be stopped. Boom. They're not confident about this. Makoto, he does rush in just to make sure it has been stopped. It is indeed the case, so Talon defend Roshan a little bit longer just with the buyback alone from Hyde. But Boom, still in the lead of this game. Still holding out around this Roshan pit. It feels like this next Roshan really just decides the game.
Yeah. Yopaj does have the boots of travel as well, though, so like this isn't much of a threat in terms of the treants just hitting bottom. He just, he shows up here, he sells his TP, he clears these waves extremely quickly.
That he does. Yopaj
Even
takes care of
playing it safe
the
there. Very
Just in
interesting.
case.
Yeah. He's killing waves with just the torrent and the tidal wave. Not even putting himself in danger while also Xing himself just to get in range for those spells. Pretty cool idea.
Just paying respect to the side of Talon, who have been doing some great work here in this best of 3 series so far against Boom. You can't blame him, Talon.
Yeah.
Again, surprising us every series.
You just don't want to get blink disposed,
Back so soon.
Oh, I suppose not. You never know.
Yeah.
Nature's Wrath out. KP. More treants coming out. Just doing his job.
Are they going to take the lead, Mike? Is it happening? Only 1K for the first time since, I don't even know, what, 2 minutes? 0 minutes? Talon might get a gold lead here.
They may, but KP's being stalked right now by Tims. Setup is there. Jackie will show up. That should be KP gone, though he will try to force stuff away, but he is down. Instead, they'll go into Skem, try to take down the clockwork. Hookshot is there, but it's not going to be enough. Skem is going to drop. A 1 for 1 so far. In they go, Jackie. The Gale Force holding him back for a second, but Yopaj is there to help out. BKB's up Jackie. He'll go right after the Dusa. Static Link is going to be cancelled off, though. They've got to retreat. This is not the team fight for them. They'll catch Tims on the Nyx Assassin. It's an extra hero that they can pick off here on Talon, and they'll get him. Yopaj forced the BKB up and run on his own. Makoto will keep the chase up, but won't be able to hold him down. And Roshan's up. Roshan's open, but FBZ going to jump in by himself with the Shivers Guard. He found Hyde. That's a dieback on the Marcy, but can FBZ get himself out now? Exorcism still going. They're going to have to try and force this fight, but it's looking rather ugly here for Boom as they're going to die back on Tims. The Nyx is gone. They've got the Medusa with no mana, though. Savage in big trouble. Yopaj and Jackie, they'll take him out. It does pay off in the end.
They're running out of resources in these prolonged fights on Talon. No Aghanim Scepter quite yet on Makoto. He's got the gold now, but he just ran out of mana. He couldn't keep fighting alongside his Medusa there, so kind of getting left a little bit on his own there as they again will leave the pit trying to catch Q. Not really concerned about this Roach with the slow pace at which they have to take it. Is now KP trying to bully Skem a bit here.
Yeah, he's trying to get away from Yopaj, who keeps using that tidal wave, and when Amakoto's here, they've gone too far. KP with twinkle toes just kind of juking and jiving around as Yopaj try to run, but they've got the Ags up on Makoto. That could be a gem to go the way of Talon, and it will be.
Retreat.
Massive pickup at Jackie. He's going to jump back in. KP's gone. Makoto a bit low on mana, but should have enough to get himself out of here. Jackie, though, might just chase him down, but it's not going to be enough. He's fine. That's a successful team fight from Talon. And Trent, Roshan is still not down.
This is the happiest Rosh I've ever seen. Finally, they
There's a
left me
double damage
alone.
now. There's a double damage. I mean, even Gaben's saying, please take Roshan. Double damage available. Q and Hyde can't do it. Somebody else needs to get there, but Jackie's going to jump in along with Tim's. Double impale out. Hyde's gone. And so is Q.
Q pinged it, and then he just left it. I guess, was he really thinking that 23 Savage was going to get over there in time for that? Or I guess maybe he was hoping that Makoto could get there in time, but he was a ways away from snagging that DD rune.
I think they were trying to save it for the Deucer. Makoto now, he needs to be very cautious. He can't afford to die right now. He'll be okay. Roshan, though, once again under attack. Jackie, knowing he can take it with this double damage rune, will get started. And this time around, Talon will not be able to intervene this Roshan. So Aegis chance to go the way of Boom, and it did feel so important for them to make sure Talon did not get this Rosh. That they do. They'll get it themselves.
Shard being put onto our Razor here.
Oh, they're in. Makoto forced the BKB up and Remnant out. He's still going to be okay, but you'd assume now, Boom, they should feel confident enough to try and approach high ground once again. If they can. If they have a creep wave,
They can, yeah. If they can get the waves there. That will be the plan.
KP just
That'll be,
doing a fantastic job.
Certainly the big question here. And, 23 Savage as well. Got to be getting a little nervous. Pretty far away from his allies right now. He's going to head back to the base. Needs to find some more farm, as he has lost his status as the top dog in this game.
It just never ends. So, I mean, at some point... you remember when Razor wasn't a carry hero, and there was, issues with scaling, but now Razor can just infinitely scale, it feels.
That feels good.
If you're a Razor player, that is, Trent.
Well, I mean...
I'm not.
Okay, don't brandish me with that.
Yopaj, again, bot lane, he's just constantly dealing with trees. Like, this is going to be such an annoying game for Boom right here. Just always hunting KP. That's what it's all about. Just hunt KP.
It's crazy that they have a Clockwork and a Nyx Assassin, and he's still this annoying. Like...
Yeah.
At least you would think that you might have some chance catching him. But they're playing inside the Dire jungle instead. They're going to spot Q now.
Maybe they can get him, Tims. Lands the Impale. That'll set up towards the south,
but
though.
they're
They've
busy.
got Yopaj. Yeah, they're onto the Kunkka. Everyone looking to back off out of here, it seems, as the BKBs are wearing off. They have at least found High. So you'll get the Marcy kill eventually. Jackie will take it. Meanwhile, KP and Savage having a bit of a party in the tree line, but they're going to back off once again. And they'll be just fine. You know what the fun part about all this is, Trent? Is KP eventually is going to hit level 25. And that talent is going to make it impossible.
No.
Makoto, though. Makoto?
Oh, jeez. He
Remnant out.
pushed that to the limit. Please. He's so terrifying.
Oh, I mean, he always had the Stormcrafter. He would have been fine. Don't you worry.
Yeah, he was fine. 90-second BKB, though, has made this pretty dangerous.
It certainly has. It's on cooldown for a while as well, so Boom might feel comfortable to go high ground once again. I mean, FBZ, he's got the ulti up. They're going to pop it. They're going to try for this. It's FBZ right in onto the Medusa, but Force Staff is going to be there. Savage is fine, but they might just be able to settle for a tier 3 tower and maybe even go for more after that. There goes the tier 3. Jackie, he'll frontline, but Hyde will go for the dispose. But a nice impale. Tims again sending up on 2, but it's not enough. Stonegaze is there. Savage, he'll protect the day. Is FBZ still trying to fight this one out with his BKB, but the Gale Force is holding them all in for Savage. He can get right to work. Makoto, he jumps in. They've got FBZ down. Jackie, he's not safe either. Tim's is going to jump back in with the impale, but he's been caught out by the chains of Makoto. Jackie, though, still trying to fight this one out as the Razor against Savage, but Savage will go right to work at the Razor. Eventually, surely going to drop. Link is out, though. Jackie, he's manning up with the Satanic. He'll survive. He'll take down the Medusa. Now, Makoto surely gets out of this. They'll shackle up Jackie. They'll keep trying, but the Razor is just going to keep going. Oh, how does he survive that one? Hook shot out from Skim. He's called Q.
Oh, man, that's Satanic. What a huge play there in the end. They were struggling so hard. Skem, though, now will get shackled up. Spirit Vesseled as well. Maybe gonna have to pay for their insolence, perhaps.
Oh, maybe
not.
Q. He's gone too far. Scam somehow still alive. Makoto, he'll make the jump in as well. They do get the clockwork, and now they're onto Yopaj. Makoto, he wants to punish heavily. They've got the conquer onto Jackie. Can they get him this time around? Yes, they can. Q survives, gets the shackles off, and no Satanic a second time. But Boom do at least get the mid-racks down.
That's a 10x kill streak. Did that go to Hyde? Oh my, he just got a how much gold did Hyde just get? He just got almost 2,000 gold on the Mercy. That is okay.
He's going
So
for the Aetherlands.
that fight, when they're on the high ground there, and 23 Savage is just swinging away with this Scotty, poor Yopaj is just trying to run at him and get the halberd, and that stupid Gale Force is he couldn't reach. He's just running nowhere, trying to halberd, and 23 Savage is just slicing them apart, and then he gets so low on Jackie. But the Satanic was perfect. I mean, the first Link only got 14 damage, and I was like, uh-oh, they're in trouble. I thought 23 Savage was going to absolutely mop up that fight.
Oh, what a
But
game it's
in the
been.
end, is that a Talon win, do you think? I think it might be.
It does feel like it, and Trent, now Savage has just brought 2 tombs out. So Savage is level 25 all of a sudden. He's got the split shot modifiers as well, so I have Skadi and the Daedalus soon. Going to be very effective. This could be the turning point now. I mean, I think the team fight went Talon's way anyway, but now it gets real scary.
Middle tower is under attack.
They have the defensive Lotuses here from Q. We're going to have the Blink Aether Lens disposes. A lot to protect this Medusa.
Oh, Gale Force. Not going to
That's
hold
an
them down,
early
Boom.
BKB, though.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Makoto. Bit
Yeah,
too
they can't
early on
fight
that one.
now.
He'll have to back up.
They got the tower, though. So, you know, that's pretty good. We can be happy about that.
Absolutely. I mean, what a close game it's been, though. 4K net worth. Dota Plus all over the place as usual. Still
Radiant's
59% the way of
top tower is
Boom,
under
but God
attack.
only knows where it's going to be in 5 minutes. Talon, again, even if they lose this game too, I'm very impressed with their performance overall throughout the 2 or 3 of the SCA DPC so far.
Yeah.
And things are getting desperate. Refresher Orb now up on Yopaj. But he's got the Torrent Storm up.
Oh, I really hope 20 Savage gets this refresher. I think that's an excellent choice because I think they can't fight without BKBs at this point because they're playing against this Kunkka refresher. And it is really, really hard to play against without BKB because there's just this random element of these Torrent Storms popping up everywhere. He's going to have 2 sets of them. He's going to be tidal waving you, ghost shipping you. You're just a pinball. I mean, honestly, it's like you're caught in a riptide. It's like you're just whirlpooling and swirling around. You don't know what's happening. It's very thematically well done by Ice Frog. Thank you.
It certainly is. We like to call it the water park here in SCA. It's very, very fun times for the enemy team, and we'll see how
I thought it was
Yopaj does.
the water bender build, you know, because they're all about the Avatar stuff.
Are we?
Radiant are scanning.
In
I don't
SCA?
know.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know what they're watching there. I think One Piece is the big one. Savage in trouble, not for long though. Dispose is there. FBZ, they're going to jump in. Savage already almost out of mana. Jackie just sapping all the damage away. This Medusa is going to TP out in time. I can't say the same for KP though. On the MP, they're at least going to find 2 for their trouble here, Boom. In fact, maybe even a 3rd as Q is still on the run. He's going to be able to TP out, back towards the fountain. They have at least got buybacks for the 2 that go down on Talon.
I think to me, the big problem is that the Deuce is just not quite big enough. Like, I think she has to be... They just have so many tools, right? So many options that are going to be able to control her when she's not BKB, that the second the BKB ends, it feels like her time's just done. We get this fear now from the Death Prophet you just saw in the KP that is much easier to execute because she's so farmed, right? Like, she's had the shard for a while, but she's going to, like, she's blinking in. She's level 25 now, so she's got the 8 Exorcism Spear. She's healing up like crazy. She's throwing Shiva's Guard out there. And now she has the Wind Waker. Excellent choice. That is such a good item this game.
Is a great conductor.
Certainly
that's
is.
good.
That it is. It's leading into a great late game here between these 2 teams. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? It's both teams, again, paying respect to each other, but an 8K net worth lead here for Boom Esports. Roshan still
Smoking up.
1 minute away from respawning, and now the smoke up.
An aggressive
Is this-
play here. Potential buyback. Not going to be needed, though. He's only 10 seconds away.
Smoke's not going to lead to much. They'll just let the Medusa illusions take care of it, but that kind of makes the smoke obvious. Arcane
Look
Rune.
at the angle, though. The ward, the Arcane Rune.
Q, gonna
Steals
jump
it.
in, Makoto. He's got it. Arcane is there. Keep in mind, Refresh Orb is up on Makoto, so he's got plenty of burst potential now with those remnants.
As well as like using that BKB, but the cooldown's only 60 seconds because of the Arcane Rune. So he was more confident to steal it because of that. They see this TP in from Yopaj, but again, X'd up, and still no Yules, I don't think, right? They don't have any cheeky way to grab him? No.
Back into the Dire base they go. Boom Esports really want to win out this game number 2. Forces to a game number 3, but Talon, they are not making it easy. And in fact, they don't feel confident. They're still going to back off. They've got to try and address the bot lane, it seems. The creeps are incoming, and Roshan is actually up. But Boom have not checked.
Step lively now. Your admiral is
It's
on
an
board.
Aghanim
Someone's
too.
gonna
Obviously, we were so delayed on that second roast that this is only the third one at 47 minutes. But an Ags on Razor would feel very good with his current build.
Are scanning.
Here we go. Roshan gonna get started here for Boom. It won't take them long. Talon, they might just have to let this one go, and I wonder who you give the Axe Blessing over to now. Like,
It's
I
gotta
guess
be-
you could just give it
gotta
to
be
Jackie.
Razor. I think you do. Like, he could go right for the overwhelming blink after. He'll be close to having buyback as well. He could just go high ground. I feel like that's your game ender.
Well, Roshan is gonna go their way. Jackie, he will take the Ags up now. Aegis his way as well. Certainly could be just one way to end the game. Just keep refreshing, keep popping BKBs. Just let your ulti do all the work. Double ulti in this instance. They're still just kind of forced to address KP. The Tims,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
mid lane, in trouble. KP now, in the middle of everything, needs to run his way out of there as they will chase him down. Everyone else focusing on Tims. Now the Torrent Storm does come through somehow. Tim's still alive. Makoto trying to help out. KP finally goes down. Scam in the meantime. Going to be chased up here by the Ember. But Yopaj with all the water flying out from the ground. Going to make it so hard to take the fight. Does
What's
everybody
even
from Talon
happening?
do back off? I don't know. I'm just
Just
losing
water.
FPS here.
Yeah, water everywhere. And Ember dashing left, right, center. Making his way out of that fight. And BKB's pop, TP's used, and now an opportunity here. If Boom just want to run it straight down mid, I think that could be an option for them, but they're not panicking at the moment, that's for sure.
Oh, Jackie's thinking about going up through the top lane. Eye of the Storm still on cooldown. Refresher Orb also on cooldown. So it's a bit of a slower process. No exorcism either. Not the easiest push in the world, but they want to force the buybacks out from KP. Hyde will be back up in 4 anyway. Talon, Shackles, not going to land Tims. He's right there with the impulse set up right onto Q. They'll burst him down. Nice start. Scam in with the Cox pushback on the Deucer, forcing her to go for the fight as a side. The Vice is going to hold her down. She's out of mana. She needs some help right now. Can they help her out though? Savage still trying to run, still trying to get away, but it's not going to be enough. He'll have to buy back. Boom in the meantime. Have they dived too far? No, they've got Makoto. All the buybacks being committed now. They've got to wipe them out. Boom. They will rush back. Just retreat for Jackie. He got taken down. He'll have his secondary life though. He'll be fine for now. Shackles again, not going to latch onto anything. Sight the Vice to turn it around as FBZ. He'll keep fighting. On to KP he goes. Meanwhile, Savage, he'll pop his BKB up, but Static Link is there. Jackie gonna sap some of the damage away, but not for long. He needs to retreat immediately as KP will miss the sprout out. Blink is there. Makoto trying to find him, the Gale Force, but Jackie, he's seeping out in the tree line. They can't see him. Oh, they can't see him.
Jackie! He's crazy.
Oh.
The missed sprout, the missed leash. He wouldn't have been able to blink.
Oh, I can't believe it.
What a
Oh,
snipe to go
no.
for the TP out in between that tree line there as well. They spent so much. Their one chance to maybe get a punish there. They all buy back. Also, shout outs to Yopaj. He threw a torrent immediately as the Medusa bought back. She's trying to run out of the fountain to join the fight to catch like Jackie when he was really low by the throne. And he just gets torrented up in the air. It just gets delayed. It let them get better spacing after the Aegis as well because of that. And help some of their allies escape.
Incredible. It really has been an incredible game, number 2. And, you know, Trent, I always jinx us by saying this, but I'm going to say it to you. Maybe that'll make the difference. Tier 5 items in 9 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's going to be a jinx for sure. We're not getting there.
Apologies in advance.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Is there any T5 items you'd like to see, Trent?
Radiant's
If you
middle
could pick
tower
any.
is under
Step
attack.
lively now.
Well,
Your
I'm
admiral
always
is on
Giants
board.
ring. I mean, that's just a given because it looks
Yeah.
funny. I think we're always down for that. Now, will we? Well, I also like Book of the Dead because I miss Necronomicon, so it's nice to have it back. Feels like some good old fashioned Dota. So we got to get that. Now, what items could Talon get that actually matter? What is Deuce's best item? Is Mirror Shield good this game? Not really. It's not a crazy good game.
What about the Ex Machina?
Ex Machina, yeah, that's looking pretty good, I think. That or Force
the-
Boots would also be pretty amazing for the Deuce, I think.
Fair. Very fair. Just that Ex Machina, just having that... actually, you'd probably give it over to Makoto, because he could just refresh everything. And refresh again. Be amazing. We'll see. Mid lane, boom. They are still trying to find a straggler here. 21k net worth advantage is what they've got. Savage has fallen behind now on the Medusa quite heavily. Jackie has really taken over this game. Overwarming Blink queued up and on the way very soon. And Yopaj already setting up to go through the bot lane with his team. Talon, they're the ones that need to find a way to defend, but they're not going to have many buybacks for the next team fight. Could be very rough going for them as KP is going to have to be on his absolute best performance trying to split push these waves, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Radiant's bottom
They've got to
tower
find a
is
way to
under
hold
attack.
high ground very, very soon.
They need some crazy nullifier play, as our lovely observers just pointing out there. It's like we got to find someone. We got to nullify that net worth and just try and blow them up. That's the hope, See if you can make it so that they can't be saved by a Force Staff or something. Maybe catch them after a BKB. That's the dream.
Absolutely. Talon, they're not out of this game yet. It's just looking very hard for them. Another refresh orb now up on FBZ. So double exorcism is available. And it really is a matter of there's going to be so much stuff being thrown at you as Talon this next team fight. Okay, can you just survive the onslaught? Can you back off and reinitiate is the question. Well, we're going to find an answer out eventually. But update, we're 6.5 minutes away from tier 5 items now.
We might make it.
We just might. I wasn't a believer, but I think that we've now entered a different state of the game that even though Boom are now further ahead, there is also a threat of actual single target burst down here. But they are going to grab high because he's going for a D ward. Rather risky
Radiant's top tower is
with no
under
buyback.
attack. Dire's bottom tower
Certainly is.
He's not able to get that.
He's only down for a minute, luckily for him, I guess. It's not too long of a timer, but certainly very risky. Can Boom really push anything, though, in that time? Doesn't feel like it.
I mean, I do think it lets them spread out a bit more because I think my idea would be that you're hoping to get a Scythe and a Nullifier, right? Like Scythe plus Nullifier is basically old Nullifier because they can't use items, and then you're hoping that even if someone gets there in time, they can't save them with these Force Staffs or Wind Wakers or anything like that. So the Blink Dispose would have been a pretty nice part of that.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
When we go, top lane, Jackie. He's going to make his way through.
Has fallen.
Top racks will be gone very, very quickly.
Dire's
They will
top
back
barracks
off.
Has fallen.
15 seconds for Hyde to respawn. They're not going to rush this one. Roshan, still a while away till we find out when it is going to come up, but
Under attack.
again, Boom Esports not interested in giving any chance to Talon. Pulling off a bit of a comeback here in game number 2. I'll just hold on to that net worth lead and keep that farm going. And well, you still haven't even got the overwhelming blink up on Jackie. He's got almost 10k gold there on the Razor.
He's got something else in mind, does he? Oh, no, he still has the recipe. Oh, there we go. He's getting it now.
Bot lane. KP. Oh, he's fine. They could not catch him in time.
Admiral is on board.
Boom. Really playing on a knife's edge here. Another Talon there's your overwhelming blink now. Just only 7k gold left over for Jackie here. Poor old Razor. So they are going to smoke up.
27
last
does
team
have
fight,
a refresher
perhaps.
there as well, so it is set and ready.
Here we go. Makoto does get scouted. Tims, he will land an impel onto the Medusa, but the Gale Force is forcing Jackie back, so he can't break the gap. Now can. Static Mink is out. Jackie, he pops a refresher. This could be a lot of damage. The Medusa, Sight the Vice down again, cannot do anything.
Nice.
No BKB even coming out from Savage. He is without buyback. This game could just be over. Surely.
Yeah. KB's gonna get caught there too, trying to delay, trying to make some space for this 100-second respawn here, but caught and dusted. And as Fear and obviously the rest of us said, the scaling not a problem here for Boom. You know, the Razor plus the DP, able to just get right on top of that Medusa. And she did not get far enough ahead for that to be a problem. Now Jackie a little alone here.
Yeah, he's very alone right now. Trent, Jackie, oh boy, not like this. He's gonna drop. Yeah, Yopaj is coming in to try and help out, but it's too late. But they've got buyback on the Razor. He's gonna commit it straight away. Oh, there's no way you lose this game now as Boom. Two down without buyback. Surely. They will go onto the tier 4 towers. Makoto, he's gonna try his best to delay this as best as possible on the Ember. Exorcism though still going. He can keep Slider fisting the best he can. But Boom, they're just going to go right to work as Q tries for a shackle, doesn't latch on. Still chipping away. His FBZ now getting very low on the Death Prophet, but the Ancient is exposed as Boom. They'll make their way over. Boat's going to fly forward. Makoto's been caught out with the cock split back out from Skem at the side device. Makoto's down. No buyback as they are still trying to defend this Ancient, but it's all over. It's still going down. Well, it's not actually over yet, but eventually it will be as Boom. They will get it done. And I'll tell you, I mean, Boom win game number 2, but it was still a very close matchup between these two teams. And luckily for us, Trent, we have a game number 3 on the way.
Truly the most important part here, I think, for us and the viewers as well, because this has been an excellent series and just a great example of from Boom here about patience, really, because this is a very frustrating game to play. I'd love to hear their thoughts on this game as well. I hope we'll get a chance to ask them about it, because it's tough not to break in these situations. Like, you have to have confidence that your lineup's gonna be fine. You're not scared of Medusa. Like, we have this Razor in the late game. As long as you guys help control, we get the leash, things will be okay. It doesn't matter how big she gets, right? We'll be fine. And they kept that confidence, and Boom eventually grabbed the victory after an extremely long slog of a match for them.
It was a fantastic game too. Can't wait to see how game 3 does go. But of course, we are going to head off to a very short break, and right after that break, we'll be back with our panel for game 3's draft. We'll see you then.